Good morning, everybody. This is Eric Raz from the Philippines with the channel Can We Talk? Um, I try not to be too political on my things because there's a lot better things that can be discussed. But I was just listening to Pete Hegseth, and he was talking about the Hormuz Strait. Now, he claims that the U.S., due to humanitarian reasons, they're going to open up the strait. And they say that they care about the countries that need the oil, need the gas, such as India being one of the main ones dependent on the LG gas. And it's funny that he used the words humanitarian. And I love my country, I love America. And I know America has stood for democracy and standing up for the the little guy being oppressed by a bigger guy or country. And just the term humanitarian, where was this sympathy when Israel was pummeling Palestine? Where was the humanitarian, you know, support there? Yeah, you sent a few crates, and Israel attacked each place where those people were going for relief, for food, for medical. And you, Pete Hegseth, Donald Trump, and our Secretary of War stood by and watched these people get massacred. It was a genocide. And now they're attacking people in Lebanon, schools. Um, they killed a reporter that was reporting on the truth. Once they shot her, and then when she took refuge in a building, they blew up the building. And then as she was waiting on the ambulance, they blew up the ambulance. But the U.S., due to um, this gentleman, humanitarian reasons, now you care. But you didn't care when Iran was getting attacked by Israel. U.S., we joined in the fight. And I'm very embarrassed to know that America took part in that and continues to take part in that. And now we seem to be the aggressors in Israel's fight. And I know how the loop works, that we, the U.S., we send money over to Israel for their defense, military defense, but they have to use the U.S. contractors. So the U.S. use the U.S. contractors, the money comes back to the U.S. And it's just a bigger good old boy network. And it's now at the cost of human lives, human decency. We don't need to be in this war. We need to find an off ramp. Big slice of humble pie, you know. Sorry is just words, but our action is what counts. So if we really are sorry and we want to correct and make a better future, we need to work towards that. We need to get rid of Donald Trump and most likely his whole administration that took part in this poisoning in American politics. You know, there's a saying that Democrat and Republican are both wings of the same bird. And that may be true. But at least for many years, 100+ years, there was an illusion that there was some type of separate separation in the parties. We need a Tea Party. We need independent party. We need a grassroots party. We need these people to try to keep American politics as honest as possible. Right now, with this administration, the U.S. has lost respect globally because we have let this guy run loose and wreck democracy, wreck our agreements, our treaties that we have made with other countries. And now we have to find an off ramp to this war. and rebuild those bridges. But we do need to start with this administration. I'm son of an officer. I love my country. I support the office of the president, but the president I do not support just because of his choices. And I know one of his choices is if he saw me on the street bleeding, he would step over me and say, "Somebody pick up that trash." And that's how I view his view of me and people that look like me. And that's pretty embarrassing, because if he was bleeding in the street, even though I don't like his politics and I don't like his personal choices, I would help him just because he's a human being. And that's the decency that we all need to have. And Israel, I'll say shame on you. People look to you as leadership just because of strategic your strategic location geographically. What significance you hold with religious practices. And I don't know where in the Torah it says that conquer by crown is acceptable, that genocide is acceptable. I've never seen anywhere in the Torah that it said that. And Iran, they're just defending who they are. And yes, I believe they should have a nuke. Lebanon should have a nuke. Syria should have a nuke. Libya should have a nuke. If everybody had a nuke, maybe that would prevent Israel from being the bully in the Gulf. Yeah, and that includes Saudi, Emirates, and Qatar, and everybody. Everybody have a nuke. So if somebody wants to act crazy, let's act crazy. But hopefully this world doesn't come to that. Hopefully we live out to the best of our ability of being human that we can. If we work together in this world, there'd be no hunger, no illness, no poor, and money really isn't important, because the animals don't use currency, and they've been doing fine for millions, if not billions of years. And man, we've just been here for a minute. And this currency system that we built is corruption and greed that has come out of it. And that's all I have to say, in this one. And I have love for everybody. I can't say that I love everybody because of the choices that they may do, but I pray for them, and I pray that Israel come around and learn that it can be a true leader in the world. I mean, technology, Israel is right up there, but Iran is too. So Israel, if you want to act froggish, U.S., you want to act froggish, go ahead and leap, because Iran's ready. And I do not want to see any American blood shed. I don't want to see any bloodshed from any nation fighting a silly, silly war that should have never come to pass. But this is Eric Raz. You can reach me at erasbury@yahoo.com. And everybody, be blessed, praise God, and live your best life. I'm out.